Welcome everyone, and today we are talking about finding your community here on today's Marketing Clinic. That's the foundation of today's show. However, as always, we will talk about your issues, your thoughts, your ideas. If you have a question related to growing your business, well, you're in the right place, because that's what we're talking about today here on the live Marketing Clinic here on YouTube. And of course, if you want to see additional marketing clinics, different discussions that we've had as people pop in and ask questions, different conversations, different themes, hit this little button right here. Well, it is the card that I'll put up in the replay. It'll be right here, and you can check out the other ones. And I have a new video every single day, not just live videos, but a new video that I create to share ideas with business owners, small business owners who need help growing their business. You know, is your idea good? Is your idea the right thing for you? Will you find an audience with your idea? Will you find your audience as an expert in your industry? And that is the core of what we're talking about today. Obviously, growing our business is not an easy task, and having a support team, support system is really important. That's why I encourage you, like this video. If for me, if you would, please like the video. And for you, take a moment and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. So we both get something out of this. You get future updates. And if you like the video, that's awesome. You let other people know these are good videos and are helpful videos to grow your business. So how do you find that community? Well, first you have to understand what your focus and target is. Who is your community? Well, if you're in a specific industry, your community, especially if you're selling something or, like such as a product or service, your community is a group of people that have a specific problem. What is the problem of that community? Now, your job is to become the resource, the answer. And there are many different ways to go about this. You can do this on Facebook. You can do this on Instagram and Pinterest if you're visual. If it's a story that works well in video, then use YouTube. Use Vimeo if you want to share there. Or, there are other ways you can use video these days, obviously on Facebook and Instagram and even Pinterest to share your story. If it's how-to, obviously Pinterest is a great place to be, and even YouTube. Developing a community. Today, I would say if you're trying to develop a community on Facebook, create a group. That's really what it comes down to. Create a group. Don't worry about so much your business page. Create a group, because more people will be able to connect with you, and it seems to be the winning way these days with Facebook. Because the Facebook business pages these days, you get 2%, it's pay to play. That's where you go to advertise, is your Facebook business page. Friends and family is in your personal account. Up to 5,000 of your closest friends are there, and you can keep them educated too. Some of them can be a part of your community. That is fine, but not everybody is. A lot of them are just friends, family, and associates. Some are, so it's not improper to keep them updated, or if you have a great blog post, to update them with the blog post, or share things that have happened during the day, or something of interest, or interesting photograph. But no, that community you don't want to work too hard on. Just let them know that, hey, there are opportunities available. Maybe encourage people that seem to be engaged in that kind of conversation and like the stuff that you share there. Let them know there's a group that they can go to and be a part of there. Twitter, obviously, an excellent place as a media stream to develop yourself as the expert. And I have found Twitter to be extremely valuable, a great way to drive traffic, develop some relationships. But each platform has its own thing. But you have to remember this. This is the key. The key to success when finding your community. Now, sometimes we call them followers. I don't like using followers because, we all are a part of different communities. I'm not necessarily following different people. I mean, other than I hit the button that said follow, I guess, or like, or something like that. It's more I'm interested in the information and I consider them an authority, but I'm part of their community, meaning I believe in what they have to offer. And maybe there is a difference. Maybe there's an outlier of followers and then the community is really that core. You could really make a good argument about that there's that core of people who really are your true base, and that's pretty often the kind. So maybe the outliers are followers. They just kind of follow what's going on, but they're not a part of the community. I think that may be a fair statement. Tell me if you disagree. Put that in the comments below. How would you define followers versus community, and so forth? I mean, how is that defined to you, and how does it affect your social media communities? I think if you understand, going back to that really important thing that I said I was going to share with you, is something you already know. And that is, it's about them. You know, in this situation, as I'm talking with this microphone into a camera on YouTube Live, it's about you. And it's about offering information for you. If I can't do that, I don't have a community. And I know there are people who come in when I'm live, and I know there are people who follow the replays, and they're great. It's a great community, and it's building, and you know, I'm getting more and more interaction with folks, which I love, because that is so darn important. That keeps me going. When you say, hey, good job, good video, or even have a question, that means you took the time. You took the time to ask that question, means my opinion or thought was important, or you were willing to take the time to say nice video, or whatever it may be. I appreciate that. So that's what you have to do. You have to build it up to develop the people to get engaged with you enough to really take time, valuable time, out of their day to connect with you. And just know a small percentage of those people will do that. But when even if you see 2 or 3 people connecting with you, believe me, there are more people watching or reading your work. Even if it's 2 or 3, those are just your core people that regularly share. And as you grow, you'll get more of them. You know, obviously I have more people on different platforms in different places online that have more of a core community. Some people follow me cross-platforms, and they'll follow you cross-platforms. But most of them like their platform and know where they want to connect with you. They want to connect with you on YouTube. They want to connect with you on Twitter. They want to connect with you on Instagram. And keep that. One of the worst things that I see, and I absolutely hate when it comes to social media, especially, they do this a lot on Twitter. I said, hey, thanks for following me on Twitter. Check me out on Facebook. No, I don't care to check you out on Facebook. I mean, I'm here on Twitter. I'm trying to connect with you on Twitter. I will often unfollow people who do that, because that wasn't where I was trying to engage with them. I was trying to engage with them on Facebook. Now, I will concede that if it's somebody that's really, really important and I'm just trying to connect with them in general, okay, well then I'll go to Facebook. That may be the place where I'll get the response if I'm really looking for a response. But if I'm looking for a long-term relationship, ultimately, if I'm looking to connect with them on Twitter, then that's where I want them to be, not them telling me, well, I have an account here, but follow me over there. No, that's not how it works, at least for me. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Do you find that valuable or not valuable? Maybe you do that, but well, maybe you do that and it works great. And say, people then follow me over on Instagram or then follow me over to Facebook. Does that work for you? I don't do that because it bugs me. I like to keep the platform focused. Now, you can always list other places you are. You can do that on Twitter and other platforms, on YouTube at the top. You have different places that they can find you. And if you also like to follow people, for example, people on YouTube, I like to follow a lot of those people on Twitter also. And so I will seek them out on Twitter. And then, of course, they send me a DM saying, hey, and now follow me over on YouTube or Facebook, then I get mad. But that's a different issue. So finding your community is one, being the answer to their problem. When you get that and you make it about them, and you support them with good information, you will find people who have that problem. And it's the same issue with business. Is your business going to work? Well, do people have a problem that you are solving? Now, there are two ways to go about that, as we often talk about. You know, do you have a problem that they need a solution to? Well, some people know and they're searching for answers, and some people don't even know they have the problem, and you have to go out after them. And so you have to be more aggressive. So there are two ways on social media you can go about this. You can be more aggressive and help let people know in various ways. Don't be a spammy, but you're going to have to go and get involved in the communities that don't know they have a problem, and talk to them and build relationships in different groups on Facebook, LinkedIn. And you need to get out there and let people know that here is a solution to a problem you didn't know you had. You know, it's that kind of a thing. If it's more of, hey, people are searching for a solution, well, then it's about, hey, a little bit of SEO, blogging, and YouTube, or wherever it may be, where they can find you through a search application. That is the other way of going about it. And it's the same, it totally translates over to social media, being that solution for people in need. All right, so how aggressive should you be? Here's the thing. Good relationships, you have to think about it. Relationships take time. And going on to other people's pages and spamming for friends isn't going to work. You know, the sub for sub thing. Hey, follow me. I'll follow you on Twitter. You know, that's just ridiculous. Yes, you'll get activity. You will get people to follow you, but they're empty suits, and that is not community. I guess that goes back to that whole conversation of followers versus community. So those are followers. You'll never see them again. They follow you somehow along with 20 other people they followed for a follow back to them. And it's just like robots following robots. It just doesn't do anybody any good. And the value there is so low. It is nothing. And so that is what you have to be aware of. You have to remember that relationships, networking, if you've ever gone to a networking event, you know that person that goes out there and hands out a bunch of cards and then leaves. And nobody's like, who is this person? You don't even remember that. You don't even remember that person. And you put the card in the trash or the drawer that you never open up again, except to put more cards in. And you remember the relationship you had with that person who spent time with you. So you're better off spending time with 5 people and getting to know them than 100 people and just getting your name in front of them briefly. That doesn't. So, you know, on YouTube, building my channel, I am building friendships. They're turning kind of into friendships. Although they're long distance, we know each other, we communicate to each other. Some of these people, reasonably sized YouTubers, are actually friends with me now on Facebook. And, you know, we chat and we support each other. And I support them the way I can, and they support me the way they can, and their relationships are building. But this has taken months of interaction, not just, hey, sub for sub, or hey, come look at what I'm doing, or hey, you know, no, this is relationship building. But now, let's say for sake of argument, let me close this out, and this is kind of something I've had in the back of my head. Down the road, especially on the YouTube channel, I'm going to share my book. A new book, my 5th book, which has been a long time in the running. Now, I know that I probably have close enough friends now that I could probably raise about enough channels with maybe 75,000 subscribers in total through a few channels. Okay, these are people that would, hey, yeah, they probably would promote my book in some way, even at this level, wherever I am. They probably would. So that would be very helpful. Now, I probably need a lot more than that, and obviously I need a lot more on my channel, but these are people that I built such good friendships with that I could probably work something out and we could support each other in some way. It can happen, but again, that doesn't happen over time, or over minutes or seconds. It takes time, and it's going to take many more months to hit 100,000 or 1 million people worth of connections supporting each other. So that's what you need. You need to take a look, keep an eye. There's nothing wrong with keeping an eye on people that have good followers and good engagement and building new relationships with them, but don't expect just because they shout you out or, you know, mention you once in a while, or heart your stuff or like your stuff once in a while, that they're all of a sudden you're a friend. This takes deeper time for for it to really work. So that's what I'm doing by building friendships with people that I think I can have a real connection with. And if you can do that over time, then you have a community of people that when you are ready and you really have something important, you can actually reach out to them and say, look, this is really important. Could you share it? And now the power of what you are sharing, what you have, goes a lot further than just the followers you have. But that takes trust. And so to build your community, you need to build trust. Trust with casual followers, trust with engaged followers, and then that super core, super tight group that you have in the very center that we all have, have a really solid trust factor there with them, because they're going to come to you too. It's a two-way street. They're going to come to you too and say, hey, I have something really important. Would you mind sharing this? So think about that. Think about how, target some people in that group. Target some people that are not in your group and have a plan. Use the solar system method. Take a look at the solar system plan. That's a great way to go about it to help build that community. And ultimately, when you build that community and you have something to sell and a problem to solve, you can continue to grow your business, because business is about people. Business is about people. And social media is all full of people. Only if you get the real community involved, not the empty suits. So numbers aren't everything. You want real community. And a real community, hey, another good one to kind of end on here is that I have a post, 500 beat 50,000 on YouTube. That is a good one to look at, because that explains how a good, relevant group of people can do so much more. Even 500 people did so much more for me than 50,000. And how did that happen? Well, I explained that in that video. All right, if you have questions, topics for future marketing clinics, again, you can come on live. Make sure you hit that bell icon or notification so you know when I go live. I sometimes get anywhere from 0 to 3 or 4 or 5 people during these clinics, and I'm sure over time that will grow. But the main thing is put those comments below, and I can use those for future marketing clinics, because a lot of people watch this obviously on replay. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this community. I truly enjoy having you. Thank you for all the questions, all you folks who email and tweet and comment and subscribe. Talk to you next time.